Once more with feeling. Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 3. The main game is now completed, but we do have yet another thing to continue on with, that of course being the Remind DLC. And what exactly is the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC? Well, again, in lieu of releasing another game at full price that would ostensibly be a Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix, that's basically what the Remind DLC is, containing technically three new story paths, and, well, the data gridding, as you see right down there, don't worry, we will be showing that off a little bit later. But yeah, what the Remind DLC specifically entails is, well, basically, going through the events of Kingdom Hearts 3 in the post-game, where after Sora left off to try and find Kairi, well, yeah, since he committed a nature taboo, fuck it, might as well go all the way, and this is pretty much Sora's adventure to rescue Kairi, but we do also get select few scenes that showcase a different perspective as we see Xigbar/Lushu up here entail his connection to the black box as we see the rest of the scene.
Picture this. A black goat stashes away a letter, then orders a white goat to search for it. What could his intentions possibly be?
Great! A riddle! Just what I need.
There are many possibilities. Perhaps he forgot where it's hidden. Or he's playing a prank. Or the letter has truly gone missing. I can think of several reasons offhand. Guessing is simply useless.
Well, then just follow your orders, plain and simple.
Yes, that's what I've always done. I follow the orders from above, without question. However, I sometimes can't help but read into my opponent's strategy.
Too long on the job?
If the contents of the box are so unknown, why is it of such critical importance to the organization? Furthermore, was it Xehanort or Xemnas who gave the order?
Well, it's tricky.
All Xehanort cares about is the clash between the 7 lights and 13 darknesses. It's unlikely he would hold such an interest in this mysterious box. Which means the order was issued by Xemnas, or the one who informed me of my task, you.
As if. It must have been Xemnas.
My inquiries suggested otherwise.
Oh man, you asked him.
What are your intentions?
Look, I don't know what's inside the box, but it's been protected by Keyblade wielders since way back when. Aren't you curious? I heard it contains information that's vital to all Keyblade wielders. Secrets.
And where did you hear this?
I don't remember. I keep my eyes and ears wide open, but I've traveled so many different places. It's hard to keep everything straight, you know?
If this box is truly as important as you say, why now? I believe you discovered that others also seek it, and you need to find it before anyone else does, in order to keep your connection to the box a secret from those around you. Xigbar, who are you really? No matter. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's all the same. I'm content to feign ignorance.
The question is, who are you, Luxord?
Yes, indeedy. Don't worry about Luxord, we'll find out a little bit more, and I do really mean that, just a little bit more about where Luxord comes from at the end of, well, the Remind DLC, but yeah, in the meantime, as you can see, this was I believe it was released in 2020, but yeah, as you can tell, they have touched up a few of the cutscenes here and there. You're noticing this final scene right here, the lighting's a little bit better off, and yeah, they made a few little adjustments to a few scenes here and there. But yeah, this is pretty much where the DLC pretty much leaves off right then and there, and it does also go to dividends to further explain, well, some of the differences and changes, and admittedly, this does end up, you know... Well, again, you'll be hearing how the rule changes affect Sora in this pathway this time around, where again, he can't exactly go back in time and fuck with events, but rather relive and ostensibly use his phantom body in order to locate Kairi's heart and pretty much rescue her that way. I am pretty much explaining that in brief, and I know that probably does sound a little bit more convoluted than in fact I mean it, but... yeah, that's pretty much the main precipice of the DLC, and admittedly, this first part that I am trying to condense down into, like, 1, maybe 2 parts, is admittedly the most, well, heavy where it feels like recycled content, you know, in that typical DLC fashion. But everything else after the point of the Keyblade Graveyard, as you're seeing right now, and will be seeing for, you know, the next part or two, well, yeah, that's, pretty much all she wrote. But again, as I mentioned before, you are pretty much getting, like, a lot of new story content and cutscenes to go along with it, so, again, there is repeated stuff, but a few new things here and there, and of course... well, again, as we saw with the previous scene with Luke sort of investigating, you know, Lushu's whole deal with the box and everything, yeah, there is also set up for the next Kingdom Hearts saga, that of course being the Lost Masters, which... now believe in him. I am debating on whether or not I should cover and talk about it in relation to that, but, I mean, I suppose I might as well for lack of anything else, but... yeah, a lot of that stuff also has to do with Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, which, yeah, admittedly, I do still need to brush up and do my homework on those games, because again, they are browser games and aren't really readily available outside of a few cutscene compilations on YouTube, so... yeah, it is admittedly something that I will have to sort of paraphrase and I'll do my best to explain. In the meantime, however, as we're going to be seeing shortly after this title sequence, yeah, now comes pretty much our 2 main players, the main antagonist of the Darkseeker saga, that being Xehanort in his younger incarnation, and indeed that hooded figure over there, that being what I presume to be the main antagonist of our next saga, the Master of Masters. Who he is, why is he waiting around? Who knows really, but yeah, needless to say, he's quite the enigmatic figure, but not quite as cryptic as Xehanort. But yeah, you'll get a look at this guy's demeanor as we continue on, so enjoy the cutscene.
So?
Yeah. It wards off darkness. It's useful.
Told ya. So, how'd it go?
The tour. I learned the reason for my existence.
Oh? Tell me more.
All around the world, people live seemingly peaceful lives. They believe themselves to be moral and virtuous, but it's all an act. Darkness lurks in the pit of everyone's heart. Their light is a total farce.
Sounds like your trip around the world opened your eyes, but you got a little bit more than you anticipated. You must have seen a lot of darkness.
Those who are weak and who desire greater power simply strip the strong of their power and convince themselves they've earned it. That's how people become tainted by darkness. They believe what they want to believe, using hollow reasons as justification. They repeat this cycle, and their darkness grows.
So you're saying the weak feel the need to justify their actions to maintain a sense of self. Can't let that slide?
No, it's better they be ruled by darkness. People carry delusions of having power, but it's a lie. They are but sheep pretending to be wolves. Though I admit, I can understand why.
Oh, I've never heard that one before. A Keyblade wielder willing to side with the darkness? Why not just let them be until the darkness consumes them?
Because left alone, the world would fall to chaos. There needs to be order.
You sure about that? Why not just sit back and watch it play out?
Understanding hearts is difficult. More so the emotions within. I simply realize that it's easy to dismiss what you don't comprehend.
All right, all right. The world needs you. I'll grant you that one.
I don't know what I can do, but I will act. What comes next is too important.
I suppose letting false light dictate the future might be a pretty lousy move. So, you can make a change. You have that power. What do you want for the world?
Power, eh? Who knows? My training's coming to an end, and the exam's not far off. Maybe I can gain some clarity then.
You're letting the exam decide? Listen to me. The results don't matter. You believe the world needs you. Sounds like you already know where you're headed.
It's funny. Somehow, I can sense where I'm supposed to go, and what I'm supposed to do. Yes. Even this coat. There's something familiar about it. As if I'm meant to wear this.
No. You'll ditch it soon.
What do you mean?
I mean that one day you're going to outgrow it.
How so?
If you truly possess great power, the darkness can't control you. You won't need a silly old coat to stay safe. In fact, you'll be the one controlling the darkness instead. Me, on the other hand, I'm too much of a scaredy cat to ever take mine off.
Who are you, really? Some kind of fortune teller?
Well, I could lie and tell you that's what I am when I'm actually a brilliant artist, or even a scholar. I could tell you that I dream of world peace when I'm actually planning for its destruction. The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
So, your name?
What did I just... Never mind. I guess there's no harm. My name is...
By the way, in terms of the scripting process, I do believe that Ben Diskin, who voiced young Xehanort here, actually did have a name to put to the Master of Masters, but sadly, until it's relevant, we shall never know.
I'm a lost master.
Lost master?
May your heart be your guiding key.
What's so funny, old man? Mind sharing with us?
I stand here today because of a fated encounter. Very many years ago, when I was still a young lad. I never learned who he was, and perhaps I never will. But I see now the truth he spoke of.
We don't have time for bedtime stories. Without the kid, we're still down a 13th vessel. And as for the other 12, only 3 of us are here right now. Are you absolutely sure the others made their way back to their respective times?
Marluxia and Larxene are both here in this time, attempting to locate the new Seven Hearts. Luxord is also somewhere about in this age, but after our last meeting, he went in search of something per your order. Isn't that so?
Huh. Oh, that. Right. Well, let's just say that what he's doing will benefit us in the long run. But it's really of no importance right this second. Go on.
Playing your cards close as usual. All right. The hearts of Ansem, Xemnas, Vanitas, Riku Replica, and young Xehanort returned to where they came from and reassembled once more. Each of them is seeking a guardian of light.
So, the ones who turned human, and then back again into nobodies are me, you, Luxord, Marluxia, and Larxene, that's 5. The ones from the past transferred into replicas are Ansem, Xemnas, Vanitas, Riku Replica, and the old man's younger self. Then we add the old man in. The total comes up to 11. I think we're still missing 2.
Now we must discuss why we have assembled here today. My incarnations from past times, vessels into which I transferred my heart, my essence, were destroyed. Thus I was restored to what you see now. For one to completely disappear, their heart and body must be restored to their original form. That is one reason why I distributed my heart into several vessels. Ansem and Xemnas originated from Terra, or rather his young form, and it too was restored. However, my heart has returned to me, while his is yet lost. I decided to fill this hollow vessel with my heart. Indeed, the very same heart that previously resided within young Terra.
So that makes 12. Then, who do we get to replace the kid?
20 replicas were created by Vexen. The first 12 were nothing more than puppets, barely human. The prototype model was the Riku replica, and then number I was made. That leaves us with 6. Ansem, Xemnas, Vanitas, Riku replica, and young Xehanort's hearts. 5 vessels, 1 left. Vexen and Demyx are candidates, but backups at best. The plan for the last replica is to give it a heart that is connected to Sora's.
Connected to Sora? Anyone in mind?
The second prototype that was created, number I. Though erased from memory, it remained in Vexen's records. Its existence is greatly linked to Sora's memories, and thus should prove to be more than adequate for our needs.
Number I. An imaginary number. How fitting.
While young Xehanort is occupied with transferring hearts, I must go fulfill my duty. I will go and retrieve Vexen.
Reliable as always. It sounds to me like you've got everything dependably under control. Well, I'm off to do my part.
The plan, as we agreed upon.
May your heart be your guiding key.
This is... Oh. Chirithy!
Back so soon? What's wrong?
Well...
Even with the power of waking, you can't just bring someone back.
But Kairi's heart hasn't been lost yet. She's still with us, right?
Maybe, but this time, I'm afraid the situation is a lot worse.
Hey, I've already restored 6 hearts. What's one more?
But that's not how it's supposed to work at all. The power of waking is meant to be used to wake and restore sleeping hearts, not to restore them after they've completely faded away from existence. You've done that 6 times before, and as a result, you've managed to greatly alter the course of history itself. You've broken a nature taboo.
Nature...
A forbidden act. Break a taboo of nature, and you'll end up paying an extraordinary price.
Oh. I've heard that before. So, what's the price?
You'll lose your powers. You won't be able to use the power of waking.
That's all? No problem.
But that's not all. You yourself will vanish from this world. And without your powers, you can't return to the world you came from.
I don't care.
What?
There's a lot I don't understand. But I know that this is all I can do right now. I have to do everything I can to get Kairi back. That's the whole reason behind my journey.
I can't stop you, can I?
Nope. I have to follow my heart.
Well, then this really is goodbye. So listen carefully to me. You'll return to the past again, but you won't be able to rewrite it this time. No matter what happens, you have to accept it and move on.
Is everybody okay?
The heart you have now, it already existed during that time. It went back into that past earlier. Nothing can change that fact. The place where you'll return is the tear in the fabric of time that was created when you changed your destiny, then changed it once again.
We found you!
In order to not stray too far from the true power of waking, you'll enter and pass through the hearts of the Guardians until you reach Kairi's heart. Every emotion that each of the Guardians felt, sadness, anxiety,
I know that you're not him.
fear, kindness,
Now let our friend
everything
go.
they saw, and everything that they felt then, you'll clear a way through it, traverse across their hearts, and dive ever deeper inside. I can't be sure what's waiting for you at the end, or what you'll actually be able to do. But by following the connection of hearts,
What?
you'll come to discover a greater truth, one that's sure to help
one
you.
of you will be torn heart from body.
But in this flow of time in the past, you'll only have up until the moment you left for this place. So you'll have to find and restore Kairi's heart before then. That's all the advice I can give you. Beyond that, I can only say, may your heart be your guiding key.
This is Ven's heart. Ven! Ven! What? Who are you? Darkness? Vanitas?
So, Jesus fucking Louise, there's a lot of cutscenes, and now we fight what was basically the one in-game combat super boss of Kingdom Hearts 3, Dark Inferno. Although this one's given the moniker Dark Inferno Kai. It's also pronounced Ki, but the meaning is the same. But yeah, this is pretty much the super boss and part of the reason why I didn't fight him in the base game, which I think even then you pretty much need to complete the game anyway, but that waste. In any case, though, it's a much easier version of what you would have fought against with the super boss anyway, but, yeah, one of the interesting things about Dark Inferno is that, yeah, we're also getting into the idea of darkness itself having a degree of sentience, which was one of the major plot points of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and indeed also one of the big things that the Master of Masters was fighting against. If you remember the chess game that Ericus was going to be playing with Xehanort in the ending of the previous part, then yeah, 7 pieces of darkness. And of course, one being the king, that is Sora, as a veritable guardian of light, alone against the odds. So yes, it'll be quite curious to see how that plays out, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross basically played out with the idea of darkness as being sentient, and I did also cover this in a slight manner that there are again, well, 13 darknesses, but a few of which were destroyed, so again, we know 7 black pieces, seemingly a lot of those being, you know, the Master of Masters, Lushu, and of course some of the 5 Guardians that you saw previously, Ava, Gula, Ira, basically all the people in the animal masks. So again, those being our 7 darknesses, and there seem to be another few lingering around. Again, we do obviously know that Vanitas, you know, Ventus killing Strelitzia, and all that kind of thing is also another one of them. But yeah, that's pretty much yet to come in our Kingdom Heartsian mythology yet to be. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about the boss fight as a whole, so I do apologize I'm just talking turkey about mythology here, but yeah, needless to say, the Master of Masters, quite the intriguing villain, doesn't quite get down to the whole, oh yes, darkness and the path of the light of the darkness and whatever. Speaks in a very relatable sort of language, but yeah, there is quite a bit to the Master of Masters that does make him, again, quite the mysterious figure, in that he's pretty much masking his intentions with good-natured humor. Again, there is also a lot of debate surrounding who his true identity is, but we'll discuss that at a later date, because in the meantime, as we, you know, give Dark Inferno Kai a thorough ass-kicking, there is indeed more to follow, so enjoy the cutscene.
That's it.
Oh no, wait, no, sorry. Again, this is pretty much repeated content. It's weird for me to kind of explain, like, which content is repeated and which isn't, but yeah, needless to say, we're pretty much seeing the epic Zeta Flare scene once again, except this time without music for whatever reason. And this was also a scene that a lot of people complained about because it involves a lot of characters standing around being passive as opposed to, you know, whipping out their keyblades and, you know, going at it. Especially with, you know, Sora blocking with his body as opposed to, you know, not using his keyblade and going ham like a motherfucker. Well, tautology. Hard as a motherfucker. But again, it's all worth it for that Zenithflare scene, so quite frankly, I will allow this. By the way, to kind of point out, I think apart from a character in a Bravely Second, yeah, Donald Duck is actually one of the most powerful characters in the entire Square Enix universe. So yeah, more powerful than Bahamut, Donald Duck. The most powerful character in the Disneyverse. Holy crispy Jesus. Oh no, by the way, Terra Xehanort is persona non grata. There's no heart floating out of that body. He is fucking dead, and yeah, such is the power of Donald Duck, who gave his life to save us all. Flop. Oh, down he goes. It's happening exactly as before. Oh, Princess Ventus. Well, not exactly.
Is this Aqua's heart? Ven's heart was so peaceful. But this is fear.
And this is also another one of the cruxes of Sora's repeated journey throughout multiple characters. Again, he is ostensibly inhabiting the individual hearts of all of his friends in order to trace his connection to Kairi, ostensibly using the power of waking somewhat as it was meant to by traversing hearts to reach worlds. And, yeah, in this case, we're pretty much going to be seeing exactly why Aqua, stuttered and faltered during that moment where she saw the Dark Tornado. Again, it does go off to show that, again, a lot of this stuff has had a bit of an impact on these characters, and while they've grown stronger, at the same time they've also been scarred multiple times by events that they were in no way trained to really deal with. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, you would have thought with the whole thing about light and darkness they would have had more of a mental health kind of bent to it, but heck waste, I guess they don't really have much care for it apart from the whole darkness is evil, but then again, Eriquus's bigoted teachings, and would you believe that in the Dark Road, a Union Cross thing, yeah, believe it or not, that Eriquus and Xehanort's teacher Odin was even more incompetent at teaching them, so yeah, throughout the generations, people get slightly less incompetent as they go on. Yeah, it's kind of a push and pull effect in the real world, but heck, we learn from some mistakes and then fall victim to others. Such is its nature. Everything returns to darkness whence it came. Oh my god. Run away! Anyway, cutscene go now.
It can't be. No.
So, this is the fear and despair that Aqua feels. And now, I feel it too.
So, yes indeedy, the shadows of Auntie Aqua still linger inside her mind, and, well, as a result, we're pretty much here to take care of the residual angst inside Aqua's heart. And that was, of course, the shot lock for the Ultima weapon, which we are going to continue to get a lot of mileage out of, and, yeah. On top of also unlocking the Ultima weapon, as proof of promises by getting all the lucky emblems, that's also how you unlock the Oathkeeper Keyblade. You can also technically unlock the Oblivion Keyblade, but you also need to complete critical mode in order to do that. Although, then again, if you don't care about achievements, trophies, or whatever's your poison, you can also pretty much utilize, that ability to, well, use the easy codes and pretty much have a one-hit kill bonanza on pretty much everything, really. So, yeah, you can pretty much unlock the Oblivion Keyblade, no harm, no foul. But yeah, to talk about everything else, really, the battle against Auntie Aqua. Yes, Auntie Matter, darling. It's pretty much the same thing as what you experienced before, which again is part and parcel where the whole aspect of reused DLC kind of comes into the whole fray of the matter. And I will admit, this is admittedly the weakest part of the Remod DLC up first and foremost, so it does admittedly give you a bit of a negative first impression, but again, as soon as you get out of the Keyblade Graveyard, everything improves dramatically. Mainly because, again, you are actually engaging with new content, and you also get to, well, see more of the sides as opposed to just doing repeated storyline, but with a bit more context explaining, certain events here and there. And again, more mythology, more mythology jumping on the whole nature taboo thing, and, well, basically how Sora's pretty much already been put in a time limit. Again, as we saw in the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora is pretty much destined to fade away, from the very moment that he ended up time-traveling to pretty much rescue his friends after the initial battle, as you saw there when everyone was pretty much swept away into the darkness. So, yeah, the idea that Sora's gonna pretty much end up lost by the end of everything is pretty much all set in stone, so yeah, there's nothing he can really do about it. But again, being the good boy that he is, he's pretty much using his last remaining time on the side of existence to rescue Kairi and make sure she's safe. See, don't you all wish you had a loving, doting boyfriend like Sora? He knows how to cook, he knows how to dance. Yes, Riku would be a lucky boyfriend, but alas, now it's being given to Kairi. Which I suppose in this case is pretty much going to be the big romance arc going forward. But don't worry, Riku can at least be fine with blonde Kairi. Or at least if the slightly romantic undertones of the Kingdom Hearts 3 ending or anything to go by, as he invited Namine along with his car. But yeah, as Cherothy pretty much said beforehand, all of these events are pretty much playing out the same way. It's just that Phantom Sora, that you saw pretty much entering Aqua and pretty much inhabiting the body of his friends, is pretty much there to buy time for himself to sort of alter the events in a phantom timeline, so he can save his beloved Kairi. Now beyond his reach. Oh yes. All the dire aspects are making me talk like Christopher Lee.
Terra!
Ven!
Terra! We found you!
Terra, please say you're in there.
What gives, Aqua?
I know that you're not him. Now let our friend go!
Did I pass through the tear? Oh.
Sora?
Namine?
What are you doing here? Have you lost yourself, like I did?
Well, it's a long story. But tell me, why haven't you returned to Kairi's heart yet?
He is their 13th!
Today is the day you all lose.
What?
Before you even face the 13, every last one of you will be torn heart from body. But fear not. The Keyblade will still be forged.
Because I'm still not able to. But I'm calling out to Terra's heart, and I brought him here.
Terra?
No. Terra's heart is too steeped in darkness. Instead, I've brought out Terra's most personal and powerful thoughts. This is Terra's sadness, anger, lament.
Terra's thoughts?
And this more explicitly explains how the Lingering Will pretty much managed to know where everybody is, and pretty much came in to save the day. And of course, this being the Remind DLC, we finally get to see what became of the Lingering Will and why he disappeared around about the point of, Terra Xehanort pretty much showing up for his final showdown with, Aqua and Ventus. Yeah, I do also hear that a lot of people were apparently disappointed that we didn't get another secret boss against the Lingering Will, and, well, I mean, again, given the difficulty spike that the Lingering Will had in Kingdom Hearts 2, I can see why people were disappointed, but don't worry, there is a much secreter boss right at the end of the commentary that I'll be showing off, that will pretty much curb what ails you. In fact, it was so difficult of a secret boss that a lot of people on the development team didn't even expect people to really finish it, and therefore, well, the bad ending of that secret boss is technically the canon one, I believe. Malleable metal. Although, by the way, I do believe that a lot of the abilities that the Lingering Will showing off right here is actually kind of something that we'll be seeing in Kingdom Hearts 4 if, Sora utilizing the chain part of his whip in a similar fashion to the Lingering Will right here is anything to go by, so yeah, potentially we could have some pretty cool swinging mechanics in future games. Not quite as good as this Header Flare, Lingering Will, keep trying.
Wretched spirit.
As long as Master Xehanort resides within you, you're a threat to Aqua and Ven.
How noble. You would give your life for theirs?
You must be removed from existence. At all costs.
Naminé, can you call out to Terra?
No, his rage is too strong. He won't respond to me.
No matter who gets hurt, it's bad for Terra. Either way, you have to leave. Go to the world of ocean and sky.
And you?
I got this.
Be gone! How can you be here?
Hey, I can travel to different times too, you know. Did you think you were the only one with that power?
You dare.
Terra!
Seeing that you have also taken the forbidden path, you too must be ready to make the ultimate sacrifice.
Finally, they have an excuse to use this this seat of power as a video game area. In fact, if you look closer, you can actually even see the rock where young Xehanort and the Master of Masters were having a bit of a chat. But yeah, needless to say that, yeah, with Sora teleporting around, pretty much all Xehanort has to his name to try and suck him out is oh yes, are you prepared to pay the price for time fuckery? But yeah, it is worth noting that part of the reason why Xehanort was allowed to pretty much fuck around with time travel is because of the rules established in Dream Drop Distance, that you can't alter the past. That again, when you go back in time, you pretty much forget everything that you learned, but the future is pretty much written in stone, and there is no changing it, because again, as Sora has displayed, if you do change it, well, you're pretty much persona non grata from existence, so yeah. And again, it does also sort of tie into a little bit more about Xehanort's whole character arc, and as you sort of saw with the Master of Masters in and of himself, yeah, Xehanort was pretty much pushed and pulled all throughout his life, and he was manipulated not just, you know, from birth, but, yeah, pretty much by everybody who met him. His Keyblade Masters, the Master of Masters himself who put him on his whole journey of darkness. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of build-up and setup and a lot of the man behind the man, so to speak. And again, you also begin to see that again, with Lushu jumping through time and traveling through different bodies to pretty much wait out through time, yeah, Lushu himself, aka Xigbar, was very much a guiding hand in Xehanort's life. So again, it was pretty much Xehanort, then there was Lushu, then there's the Master of Masters, and whoever the fuck the Master of Masters is pretty much going to be, well, a mystery for next time. But we must summon one of our Disney friends. Simba. Illuminate him with the power of flair. You're not as powerful as Donald Duck. But yeah, the fact that Simba can pretty much produce the magical ability Flare is a pretty powerful Final Fantasy spell, so yeah, Simba's nothing to scoff at if you have him in your Final Fantasy party. Kerblamo! But it didn't finish him off. It seems that Terra Xehanort is too powerful. Well, we'll have to continue on next time, so on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully. Keep it new metal, and we kicked Terra Xehanort in the face. Bye-bye.
Darkness awaits you!